Meet Fraser Mayfield, a digital recruiter, tech enthusiast, and a builder of extraordinary teams. His journey bridges technology and talent, helping startups and scale-ups turn big ideas into reality. From health tech to gaming, fintech to space exploration, Fraser has worked with innovators across industries.
You did took your time before you made a jump, and when you made the jump, you said you would have been happier if you are not happier. Like you would you wish you actually done it sooner. Yeah. So walk me through what happened then, and how did we get here?
Well, obviously, risk was always, as I said, risk was always the factor, and it was always this massive thing to me. You know, it's like, so yeah, no, I don't like risk. It's also it's also part of the way I run the business. I did start off. I've only changed careers like 3 or 4 times in my life. I don't like changing jobs. I don't like change. It stresses me out, and I don't jump for no reason. So, I mean, the first recruitment business I worked for, I think I was there for 8 years. And then the second one I worked for, I was probably there for similar 5, 6, 7 years, something like that, before I set up the business. And previous to that, I worked in a few random jobs around sales, marketing, things like that. So risk was just a factor. And I just literally, I wish I could go back a few years and giving myself a shake and reminding myself that I have to do so much more for another business than I have to do for myself to be a success. But you know what? I learned a lot in the whole time that I've done it. Maybe I just wasn't ready. I don't know. I'm where I am, and I'm not going to. I don't have any regrets on it. I'm just like I just can't believe I had this risk factor as such. It was like an elephant in the room. And I can't believe I never looked at it and thought the risk that I had built up was non-existent. It was like, how am I going to pay my bills? It's like, I have to build so much more, do this for someone else. And I'm successful in what I do. So there's literally no reason that I wouldn't be successful doing it for myself. Now, tech's a big thing. Tech wasn't what it was back in the day. So nowadays you can literally pick up a laptop and a mobile phone and you can run a business. So it's a lot different. You can do a lot of stuff remotely. You can Zoom. COVID changed the way a lot of business was done, which made things a lot easier and a lot less expensive to hit the ground running. LinkedIn eliminated the need for lots of job advertising and marketing and advertising, and so there's all these things in tech that wiped out a lot of risk. So yeah, it's great to look back and say, yeah, I wish I'd done this sooner, but I did it when the time was right, and I did it at a time that I was 100% convinced now's the time to do it. So I think anyone that's building a business obviously hits a point where they're like, right, let's do this. And it comes at different points for different people. I know people that started businesses way later than I have and done really well with it. So yeah, pick your owner. Yeah, I don't know. So
Also, I think the second and the last question that we usually ask everybody is, what is going to be Fraser's blueprint for starting a business?
I should probably build a website to the next one. If I was doing it from scratch, I would probably start with a lot more process and a lot more in place before I pulled the trigger. As I said, I pulled the trigger I barely had a brand. Someone helped me out, build a logo. Thankfully, I changed the name of the business last minute, and I came out with a business and a logo, and that was all I had. And a weird love of wanting to get some business cards printed because I thought the logo would look really cool, the business card, and not that I ever need them. But I would probably be more process led in terms of getting the business registered, get branding done, get real understanding of what I wanted the business to be seen as, having the website and the collateral and all that kind of stuff in line before I hit the trigger. Because literally I pulled the trigger and I had 12 months writing stuff on LinkedIn and I never even thought about putting it in place. And as I said, don't. One of the things I'm looking at with the business now is starting to do business in the US and starting to do business down south as well as just Scotland. And all of a sudden I've got to build a website or pay someone to build that for me because no one in the US is going to take me seriously at all. When I think the address on my website probably says I live in Spain or something like that because it's like the default on WordPress. So yeah, I would start with more process in place. But as I've said, that's not my key personalities, so maybe hire someone to do that for me.
Okay. Okay. So what advice do you have for somebody who's always thinking about starting a business right now?
Ask yourself, what's the worst thing that could happen? And you'll probably find that it's not that big. And if you genuinely want to go out and start a business and you're passionate about what you're looking to go and do it. Because the risk is probably a case of you have to go and get in a job. And if you don't start a business, you have to go and get in a job anyway. So if you're going to start a business, do it, get stuck in, give it everything you've got, lead into your personality and the way you want to get the business, have an idea of how you want that to look, just run with it. Find your people fast, put yourself out there, network. So much information today out from networking, but you have to go out there and make things happen. You have to kind of ignore that little voice in your head of people doubting you or what could go wrong or what ifs. And you kind of just have to silence it because, as I said, you'll find the right people if you put yourself out there. And if you realize that the risk is probably that you run out of cash and have to go get yourself a job, you're probably there in the first place. So what you're going to do is just a piece of time. And the upside of that is, what's the stat? They said one in 5 businesses fail in the first whatever years. That's assuming you take a business closing as a failure. If I closed my business today and went out and got a job working for another recruitment company or working for a company to manage recruitment, Born Careers will never have been a failure, even if I shut it down. Because 4 or 5 years I've been doing this business, I've had a great time. I've built a great network. I've worked with some amazing clients. I've built some amazing tools. I've learned so much as part of the process that if I decide to take my career in a different path in 6 months' time, 12 months' time, who knows? At some point I might decide I want to have colleagues again. It doesn't mean that it's a failure. It just means that it's the end of that path and the start of a new one. So I think you have to take that 1 in 5 businesses fails and just rip that shit up, because I don't know who came up with it and I don't know what you class as a failure, but I think you've got to lead into the fact that it's a journey, it's an experience, it's something that you try, and if it succeeds, fuck it, amazing, well done. Because there's what percentage of people go out, take that chance?
See.
And I'd rather be taking the chance and deciding in the end of X amount of time to go and take another route after that than not taking that chance and wishing I had.
That's all. How do you, because you sort of have a growth mindset, a mindset of let's go get it.
Yep.
How does one develop that? Is this something that can be learned? How do you have that?
Do it. Yeah, you say that, but do I have a let's go get it growth mindset? Because it's still just me running my own one-man business.
Either way, about the past 5 years,
I've been running for a few years. I run my business as a lifestyle business, and I've got what I looked at is what do I want to be doing out of work, and what do I want to be doing in work, and how do I make these things combine? How do I merge these things? And I found something that works for me. I don't think I got a growth mindset. I just think I've got a very set idea of what I want. Born Careers is a lifestyle business. I'm not the richest recruitment consultant. I did a podcast a couple of years ago that was the top billers toolkit. Even the term of being a top biller is just, it goes against the grain with me. But what they did want to speak to me about is the fact that I've taken the recruitment process and I've cut it down to be as efficient as it can be, because now it fits in with my lifestyle. So when we finished up here, what time are we at just now? 1:30. I'm going to probably switch on the laptop for an hour, and then I'm going to go and pick up my kids and walk them home from school. And I'm going to bring them both. And tonight I'm going to go and do some football coaching with them and spend time with my eldest. And then I'll switch on the laptop when they go to bed, and I'll probably sit with a whiskey and I'll catch up with the stuff I probably should have done this morning. But I've taken my business and I've taken my lifestyle and I've found a way to mash the two together. It's not specifically a growth mindset. It's just a very clear idea of what I wanted to do. And I think you have to have that place. If you want to go out in a growth mindset, if you want to go out and make a business, if you want to go out and raise capital, and you want to grow a business and you want to hire big teams, I think 90% of your head has to be on, I want to build a business. And the 10%, any little bit you've got chipped off left, is when you get downtime. And I think that's a very different beast from what I am. But you need to understand, what do you want to do? If you want to build a business, do you want a lifestyle business? Do you want something in the middle? Do you want to go and conquer the world? Because it's all going to take completely different things, and you have to have that straight in your head before you do it. I still haven't hired anyone because I'm quite happy with what I'm doing just now. Now, there may come a time where I say, do you know what? I kind of want to go conquer the world. I want to grow. I want to build a recruitment business. I want to build a brand. I want to take this to the next level and become bigger and make lots of money and focus on my business. My kids might get older and I might have more time on my hands and decide that's what I'm going to do, but that's not me just now. So I'm not even going to tend to be that person. If you want to start a business that requires that mindset, you don't have that mindset. You're kidding yourself. You're going to go. You've got to go after what you want to go after. You can't. I don't think you can develop that. I think personality is something that is built. And the first thing you spoke about is how my childhood took me to where I am today. Now, my dad taught me sales. He taught me customer services. He taught me honesty. He taught me all these things. I grew up as a gamer. I played every gaming console under the sun. I tried to become a software developer. I did coding at uni. How shit at it. Doesn't work for me. So my career naturally progressed into a business where I work with tech because I love all the stuff that brings, but I work with people because that's where my mindset is. That's where my ability is. So my entire career and my entire personality and my entire mindset has been built from when I've been single digits. I don't think I could change that now, even if I wanted to. I could tweak it. I could probably be a bit more organized. But that's using tools to counter aspects of my personality. You can't change it. You have to go after what you've got on the table. You've got to be yourself and make small adjustments along the way. Does that answer the question? So growth mindset is different things for different people.
Awesome. Thank you so much.